Hey guys, Project Zacher here again with Act 3 of my Power Leveling Guide series. I'm going to be using a Shadow this time around. He's level 23, just where we ended with Act 2. So the first zone in Act 3 leads you to the town. We're going to go ahead and run to town real quick, get the waypoint, and then we're going to farm that zone until we're level 24 or 25. I also grabbed the docks waypoint from a higher level party member because we're going to be going there later. So you can just run this zone from start to finish using the waypoint and then the entrance as your portals to make new instances. There's a boss mob in this zone I'm sure many are aware of. He throws bear traps. You want to avoid him, and an easy way to do that is to just stay towards the southern right part, or left, I'm sorry, part of the map. If you always hug that wall, you won't ever have to run into that mob. At least I haven't in the 20 or so runs of this map I've done. So you just run through here and you start leveling up. You want to hit 24, 25 range, and then you're going to start doing the quests in Act 3. This zone is 26 zone, so at 23 we're getting full XP. And the reason we want to stay here for a little while is because the next zone after this is 27. And we're going to be doing that zone mostly for the quests. It's the Sarn Slums. And there's a few quests there we have to do. We have to save this girl. And then we also have to go to find the sewers. So now we're in the Sarn Slums. We just want to try to do the quests right away. We're not worried about leveling right this second. So we have to find the soldiers guarding this girl. They're typically on the edges of the map. They can spawn anywhere from the top or to the left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. And just watch out for the guard captain. He hits extremely hard. So you just got to kill those mobs, and then you can save the girl. I accidentally did not click on the girl to get the quest, so I had to actually come back later, as you'll see in the video. But after you're done with saving girl, you need to go to Crematorium level 2 and save Tomlin. You can join a public party and do this very quickly, which is what I was looking for. You also want to find the sewer entrance in the Sarn slums. So if you can't find a party for Crematorium right away, don't worry. Just keep grinding experience in the slums. It's a great place to level up anyways. So you're just looking for the warehouse and the Sarn sewers. We can't go in the sewers yet until we complete the next quest, but we can still find the entrance and then drop a teleport and come back later, as long as we do it quickly enough so that our teleport doesn't disappear by timing out. If you're not in a zone for about 8 minutes, the zone will reset. So we found the sewers right there. So we go back to town, and now we got to go to Crematorium. So I believe we joined a party, and they're currently clearing part of Crematorium. We need to go to level 2 and fight the boss. The mobs in here do a lot of fire damage, and then the boss, Piety, will do a lot of lightning damage. So make sure you have good resistance when you come here. You get okay experience in here, but the difficulty for XP is just low, so it's not a great place to farm. But the only thing we really need to do here is to get the quest done. Once we have these first 2 quests done, we're going to start power leveling. The reason we get these first few quests out of the way is because we still need to gain a few levels just so we can get full experience from the zones like the warehouse and the docks. So again, be careful with this boss. She does a lightning AoE attack, which will shoot across the screen and zap everything. She also does lightning pillars that drop from the sky. So just make sure to dance around, not stay still. The typical. And always group up when you do these boss fights. Just makes them much, much easier. So now we can go to the sewers, but because I didn't get the quest done at the beginning, I had to backtrack. So that took me a little bit extra time, but make sure you don't do that. Little mistakes like this can cost you a little bit of time when you're trying to power level, but in the long run, it was about like 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and start clearing the sewers. We need to get the sewer waypoint for the marketplace, or I'm sorry, the warehouse. That way we won't have to come back here later once we get the quest item to open up the block passage. We'll just warp into the waypoint and open up the block passage. They're always next to each other. The sewers are very dangerous from the chaos mobs, but if you take your time, you can clear it. I found the waypoint pretty quickly in that run. And the next thing you want to do is go to the warehouse to level. So we went back to our slums, and we're going into the warehouse. The warehouse is a good zone to farm until you're about level 28 or 29. You can go probably 28, and then you want to go to the docks. But it's got a lot of skeletons, like we love killing, so we just hit 26. So a good benchmark is to come here at 25, or when you have the quest done. If you just want to level first, you can come here at 25 because it's a level 29 zone. So I usually level here from anywhere between 28 and 29. I was doing this with a party, so I was usually waiting for him. He was a little bit behind. That was my brother playing with me. His character died in Cruel Act 3 docks. He went there to farm, and he just got one shot by a rare dog. So the docks can be a little dangerous. The warehouse isn't too bad. There's a few mobs that have an affix called Empowerment, and if you kill other mobs around that character or that mob, they will then discharge and do a lot of AoE damage. So if you kill mobs around him, you want to make sure that you either have him stunned or you kill him first. There's a few rare packs here we chose to fight, and I wish we wouldn't have. Rares with life regen or energy shield, they just take a really long time to kill, and it's more efficient to just do the white mobs that you can AoE down very quickly. Warehouse is a good place to level also because it's end to end. You can run it very quickly. You don't have to run around and try to find the entrances to zones. I also enjoy this zone because it's just outdoors. I like outdoor zones more. Inside, it's a little bit crowded, and you can't quite get the large packs that you want to. The guys that shoot quills or the little snake things, those guys can be a little bit dangerous. Just always make sure you move and attack. Here's a pack that we fought that was energy shield and regen. Or I'm sorry, just double regen. Both mobs are regen, so it just took us a long time to take down. Alright, we just hit 27. So we just need one more level, and then we're going to be heading to the docks. The docks is a level 32 zone. So we're going to get full XP when we're level 28 because it's 4 level difference. And remember, the formula is 3 plus or minus your level divided by 16. So between 16 and 32 in level, you can do zones that are 4 levels difference than you and still get the full XP. Also, doing these zones in a party is always beneficial. You get the party bonus XP. Sometimes you can do them quicker solo than a party, but parties are typically safer. So that's one thing you also got to remember, because mobs don't hit any harder in parties. They only hold 50% more per member. We did it as a 2-man party, which I think is one of the best ways. It's easy to stay together and not get split up. Plus, you usually have enough damage to kill everything. Act 3 is a lot of grinding mobs because it's a little bit slower XP rate than Act 1 and Act 2, as I'm sure you all know. So this video is going to have a lot more leveling sessions. This is the first big leveling zone. Remember, it's warehouse. We do it from level 25, 26 until about level 28. And then we're going to go to the docks until about level 30, 31. I chose level 30 because I thought it was pretty safe level to go to. I would actually suggest you go up to 31 by the end of docks. But we'll be getting to docks shortly. It's also a zone filled with skeletons. So now that we're starting on our docks run, always watch out for the blue mobs and the rare mobs in this zone. It's a level 32 zone, so if you come here at level 28, you can get killed pretty easily. You just got to make sure to play it safe. There's also a quest item here in the docks that you're going to need to get. And also during this time, you're going to want to start looking for someone with a waypoint to the Solaris Temple, level 3. This way you don't have to go all the way through that zone, which I've actually never done. I've always had someone give me the waypoint. The fire-breathing dogs in this zone can be very difficult. If you see any big packs of them, just kite away. It's not too hard for a ranged, but with this Ice Nova spec, it can be a little dangerous. Right now, this shadow is, I believe, level 28, and we're just about to hit 29. See, there was a rare dog. We had to run away from that. And then we DC'd there. So we had to reload in and start grinding again. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the quests that you need to do in Act 3 right now. So there's really only a few major quests you need to do in Act 3. You have to save Tomlin and, well, you have to try to save Tomlin, but you have to do the first part of Sarn Slums where you save the girl, and then you have to do Crematorium level 2. The next quest you need to do is you need to turn in an item you get in the Battlefront, which we'll be getting later. I just had to stock up on some Portal Scrolls. There's an item in the Battlefront which you will turn in at the Solaris Temple, and there's also an item in the docks which you can turn in at the Solaris Temple. The item at the docks is optional, but because we were already here and we found it on one of our runs, it was just convenient to pick it up. You can get a resist ring rare for your quest reward, so it's pretty much a no-brainer to pick up. See, we got it right there. But the big time saver is definitely skipping all of Solaris Temple, and then also skipping the final boss's temple, Piety. Again, lots of farming in Act 3. You're going to be doing docks for probably half an hour to 40 minutes, depending on what level you're trying to get to. And then just reset the instance. You can just use the waypoint for that. You can't run end-to-end super well in this zone. Sometimes you can zone out at the barracks, but it's usually random, so it's not easy to do that. I usually just TP back to town and then take a waypoint. So we're going to be doing the docks in other difficulty as well, so it's a good place to learn the mobs, what they can do, and how much damage they're going to be dealing. The only scary mobs in this zone are the dogs. There's only dogs and then skeletons that shoot arrows. There's a few mobs that do phase run, but I've never really had any issue with phase runs of mobs. So right now we're trying to get the Solaris Temple. I accidentally typed Lunaris. So we had someone, and then see, we just waypoint in, and then the quest giver is right there. We need to go recover the ribbon, which is in the barracks. The barracks is a little bit difficult of a zone. There's a lot of charging mobs that are like Roas. They have shields and they can stun you. But all in all, it's just a zone you want to get the quest item in and then leave. You don't really want to grind anything there. The docks and the warehouse are the two best zones to grind in normal difficulty. Alright, so we had a little bit trouble getting here to the barracks. I was looking for it for a little while, but eventually I found it after killing this large pack of mobs. That's what makes this zone so good. There's large packs of skeleton mobs, and you don't have to worry about indoor areas. So we just warped into the battlefront, grabbed our quest reward, and then we go to turn it back in. And now we can go open up the blocked passage. So all we're going to do is go back to the warehouse sewers, open that up, and then we're going to join a party to kill the general. There's usually a party going on. We found one fairly quickly. You can grab your quest rewards or whatever while you wait. The general is a little bit of a challenge. He does a few attacks I'll talk about in a second when we get to him. This zone that the general is in, the barracks, or I believe it's called, I always get these mixed up, the barracks and the battlefront. But I believe this one is the battlefront. No, it's the barracks, I'm sorry. So in this zone, there's the entrance to the Lunaris Temple. There's also the general boss, which does a lot of fire damage, so you got to be careful. I kept zoning in and out because I kept running out of potions, and I did not feel like taking a lot of damage. He does fire traps. He also has a molten shell, so if you're in melee range and you pop his molten shell by doing so much physical damage, it will explode and deal a lot of damage to you. So as soon as you get the boss done, you want to join a party to kill Piety. For Piety, the last boss in Act 3, you're going to need max fire resist and cold resist. There will be portals dropped on the ground, and Piety will step on a portal and then be transformed into a melee attacker if she steps on fire, or ranged if she steps on ice. And if she steps on the lightning one, she will do the lightning attack like she did earlier in the act. That's the only big difficulties. If you do not have ice frost or ice resistance, you will die. So, Piety, you need ice, frost, ice resistance, which I learned the hard way right there. So, we had a way to fix it. I had another character, which I leveled up in the first few videos, and I had a higher level come in and just kill the boss for me. So, in my next video, I'm going to be going back to the Templar. And then once you get the item from the Piety boss, you need to go open the door, which is in the battlefront. Just clear out the mobs. Watch out for lightning damage mobs. Nothing too serious to deal with here. The zone is typically on one of the edges, and once you get here, you're now in cruel difficulty. So just run to Hillock and kill him. And that's about the end of this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.